Today on Disney with Disabilities.
I don't think I can get away.
We're headed to Disney's Animal Kingdom to go down the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. But after the toll booth, the first trail we have to follow is the Blue Line, headed to accessible parking. So make sure you got your permit displayed when you come up to the split, and they'll wave you right through. And make sure you use caution once you come in, because there's a lot of pedestrians crossing in front of you. Still not sure what makes preferred parking so great. And it's just a quick trip through security. Stop at the park ticket office to pick up your tickets if you haven't already done that. And then it's through the park turnstiles and into the park. But remember, if you are an annual pass holder, they have special lines for you. You might want to head over there, because they're usually just a bit shorter. When you get to the Tree of Life, you're going to make a left and head back towards Africa. It's not really hard to find, and believe me, you'll know it when you're there. You'll enter through the African port city of Harambe. You can stop by the Harambe market for something to eat, because eating is not allowed on the trail, but I do sometimes worry about their menu. And it's clear that the preferred mode of transportation is a little smaller than what we Americans are used to. And trust me, you won't need to hire a guide for this jungle trek, because the signs are everywhere. And just like the Maharaja Jungle Trek, Gorilla Falls is completely handicap accessible. When you arrive, you should probably check out the visitor information board, and remember, on the trail there is no eating, but you can play along on the Play Disney Parks app. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank cast member Jackie. Even though they were closed to the trail for the day, she told us, "Go ahead, stay, take as long as you want." And then she proceeded to give us her own personal tour. She was also able to fill us in on all the behind-the-scenes tours you could take that were also handicap accessible. Now, the first stop on our tour was the Angolan black and white colobus monkeys, because Mom just had a baby. At first, he was a little shy and was happy to let Grandmom and Mom take care of him, but he came out of his shell pretty soon and was visible to all, although Mom was beginning to be very protective and pulled him back to her. Next, it was off to see the hard-to-photograph okapi. Except when it's time to go in, because the okapi is a notorious gate hugger, just waiting to go to bed. She kept making laps around the stump, waiting for the keeper to come and open the door. Now, for wheelchair users, I'm going to ask you to do something a little different. Keep left. Because if you go to the right, you're pushing uphill, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And remember, if you are going uphill, that means eventually you're going to have to come downhill. The grade this way is a lot less steep and a lot easier to maintain control of the wheelchair. The hill coming down is at a pretty steep grade, and there is a possibility you could lose grip on your wheelchair and crash. And to top it all off, there's nothing up that hill. This next part of the exploration trail is usually so crowded that in a wheelchair you can't get close to the displays at all. And who doesn't want to watch the naked mole rats as they tunnel through the side of the wall? Or even better, the snakes. You can get up real close and personal when there's nobody else around. The next part is one of our favorites, the outdoor aviary section, and it's usually pretty crowded with people too. So it would have been hard for me to get these pictures of the new African pygmy geese goslings. And it was nice to watch the cast members enjoy the babies too. Because bird watching is something I actually really enjoy, and I could probably spend the whole day just inside here. We only made a brief stop at the hippo pole because, well, the hippo was asleep. Not much action when the hippo sleeps. And let's face it, without the crowds that are normally in the way of your wheelchair, the next section is gonna be great with nobody there. Here, I got up close and personal with a gravy zebra. And I mean, up close. This is one of my favorite shots of the whole day, but he wasn't the only one posing. Because where you usually see the meerkats hanging around in the back and staying close to the rocks, this time, well, they were posing for me as much as they possibly could. I guess Timon's not the only one who hams it up for the camera. I could have stayed here for a little bit longer, but I knew where I wanted to go next. because the silverback gorillas were incredibly active. Okay, maybe not Mom, but the two brothers were having a blast. And then their dad, Gino, arrived. And Gino is kind of intimidating. Especially when he's looking right at you. Now Sis, she was trying to stay out of it. But as the two fought behind her, I knew eventually she was going to get dragged into the whole thing. And yep, there it is. And eventually, little brother got tired of staring at me and came up with a whole new plan of something to do. And pretty soon it was like, okay, I'm done, you can go now. And really, doesn't it look like Sis would rather be anywhere else than hanging out with her little brothers? So with one final nod to Gino, we headed over to the Bachelor Silverback area. Only nobody was there because they'd already gone in for the night. But lucky for me, I had taken along my camera when we visited back in 2017. And they were out just playing around, having a good time until one of them decided he wanted to be the dominant one, and then they started roaring each other, making noises that scared the living daylights out of us. But luckily, they didn't get to a fight. One of them just walked off and went to sleep. And that's where we left the gorillas. As you continue down the trail, you come upon a set of lush tropical waterfalls that lead you to the exit. Of course, there's a special exit for wheelchairs as you come out, and basically that's the end of the Gorilla Falls Trail. It lets you out right by where you went into the trail in the first place. Now, quite frankly, I enjoy the Gorilla Falls Trail, although I would suggest that you do it when it's not really, really hot outside. Take your time. There's plenty of things you can see. It's self-paced, so make sure you check out everything on the trail. You had a great time. I'm pretty sure you will too. Emmy's going on her own little safari, looking for your likes and comments. You know, I kind of hope you liked the video too, and found it helpful. And if you did like the video, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? And remember, when you do subscribe, click on that bell icon. That way you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.